We got ourselves a dragon here today in our topping guide, Pitaya Dragon Cookie. I'm so excited to come back and take a look at this one here for you in today's guide. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We will be talking about Pitaya Dragon Cookie, the background on this cookie. We'll give you the biscuits and the toppings of choice. We'll break it all down for you. Go for a run with this lovely dragon here and pull it all back together for you while providing some tips and tricks. Now, with that said, those timestamps are available to you there. And if you got a question or comment along the way, do let me know because I love to hear from you, and feel free to join us in the active Discord server, my friends. All right, Pitaya Dragon Cookie it is. This cookie is a beast. That is right. Charge cookie, frontliner cookie. Now, Pitaya was very, very heavily played for quite some time in CookieRun Kingdom for both PvP and PVE. Excited to come back to this one here today. Now, here is my power and effects for this particular cookie. Just wanted to give you a look at it so that you can take a peek. Certainly it's going to change with a lot of these pieces, but here, first and foremost, we do want to take a look at Draconic Blade Storm. This thing has a 13-second cooldown. Pitaya Dragon Cookie fires off 2 waves of Draconic Blade energy, dealing damage and reducing the amount of healing the targets receive. So there's a big one there. After this, the cookie assumes their dragon form and spews flaming breath, dealing damage and reducing the target's attack. Whenever Pitaya Dragon Cookie uses their skill, they gain a stack of Pitaya Fury that will enhance the skill upon reaching maximum stacks. Now, when using the enhanced skill, Pitaya Dragon Cookie's flaming breath will deal damage and decrease the target's resistance to fire type damage. In their dragon form, the cookie will gain increased crit percent and remove all debuffs applied to themselves. As a dragon cookie, Pitaya Dragon Cookie will receive less damage from other dragon cookies and have their damage resist increased in proportion to their attack, enhanced with toppings. Now, while Pitaya Dragon Cookie is using their skill, they will briefly become resistant to interrupting effects. Very nice. Now, Draconic Blade energy there, damage 230% per hit. Target's healing minus 35% for 15 seconds, stacks up to 1 time. A lot of people forget about that one, so that's why I love coming back through these and having these guides as well. Flaming breath damage there, 113% every 0.4 seconds for 2 seconds, so 5 hits. Ignores 10% of target's damage resist as well, and then target's attack minus almost 20% for 15 seconds, stacks up to 1. Pitaya Fury there, skill enhancement upon ×2 stacks. This is where he goes into the full dragon mode. Enhanced flaming breath damage 200% every 0.25 seconds for 2 seconds. Ignores 40% of target's damage resist, so that's the enhanced there. Fire type damage plus 15% for 15 seconds, stacks up to 1 time. Crit percent plus 10% for 3 seconds, stacks up to 1. Damage resist increase from toppings plus 3% per 1% of increased attack up to 35% damage resist, and damage resist from other dragon type cookies minus 30%. So this is really big. So right here, damage resist increase from toppings plus 3% per every 1% of attack up to 35% damage resist. So when you look at mine, here we definitely have it covered, so it's actually capped 3% for every 1%. We can't actually have more attack. It's not showing that as well here, but we essentially have another 35%, so we're at 50% damage resist from our toppings. Huge, 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 huge. We're going to talk about that as part of our strategy here in a second. So very, very big there in terms of this particular cookie. Again, key takeaways, certainly the target's healing. Don't forget about that. Reduction in attack and a bunch of other things here, which is quite a bit for Pitaya Dragon. Now, in terms of the biscuits, let's go ahead and check this out. So here again, as always, legendary chewy biscuit, first and foremost, I haven't fully attuned mine, or I do reset them. Certainly use those. I think it's very, very important to doing it. And you can see how much it takes to get a perfect Beascuit here. We got those guides down below and on the channel for you as always. Now, obviously, just leveling this up is going to make a huge difference, increase the power of Pitaya Dragon. The other thing is, really, you can get another 25%. Actually, sorry, I take that back. Another 20%. Now, the only kicker here, though, is remember, in that thing, it's not scaling on all attack, only attack from your toppings. Huge. Don't forget that. So what does that mean for Pitaya Dragon here? Well, a couple different things that you can actually do here. Since this guy is so beefy and the damage resist is so good, you could add more damage resist if you wanted to, if this is gonna be your frontline beefy cookie. The other thing you could actually do is do damage resist bypass, because you got a ton of attack on the toppings that are going to give you the additional damage resist. You could go on damage resist bypass and make this a little bit more on the attack side. Otherwise, you could also go with a little bit on cooldown. So two other one-off ways to kind of think about this one, or certainly more attack, more HP, more damage resist, or defense for both attack and survivability as well. So getting all the way up to 100% damage resist would be pretty ridiculous. If that's what you wanted to do, you'd have a never-ending dying Pitaya Dragon Cookie, most likely. So anyway, a couple ideas there in terms of kind of how you might want to build this out. Certainly, again, take advantage of the attack on the toppings, figure out what you want to do on that side, and then pull over and combo it with your bonus effects here. So that's a good segue for us to cut over to our toppings. So toppings of choice here, given everything we went through and we talked about, you just want to be on raspberry. That's right, because not only raspberry, but Draconic Raspberry. And as you can see right here, when we do look at these things, Pitaya Cookie is eligible. So that is going to help you scale that additional 35% damage resist as well. So keep those things in mind. And then here in particular on these ones, always go with the resonant do give you better bonus effects in terms of that stacking. If you want to mix and match, sometimes players like to do that. If you want some HP or defense or something else in here from the regular ones, you could certainly do that. So when we look over here, you got attack, defense, attack, speed, HP, crit, cooldown, crit resist, debuff, amplify buff, and damage resist. On the lovely ones here, we don't have all those pieces. We only got 6. So damage resist, certainly you could focus here. You could focus on that attack and that crit, attack speed, more cooldown, or crit resist. I probably would prioritize more damage resist here actually, and maybe your cooldown, and then maybe an additional attack. So that might be the 3 that you want to focus on as well. Or you could go with the crit percent, make this guy crit a lot. Really helpful in some bosses, by the way, too, in terms of how you want to do that. Here we got damage resist, crit resist, cooldown. Here we got damage resist, cooldown, attack. Here we got damage resist, crit resist, attack. Here we got cooldown, attack speed, attack, cooldown. So very solid here. That's the nice thing about Resonance always, is it's very hyper focused, making this a very solid cookie. Now, again, you may want to think about doing damage resist bypass as the alternative option here for your Beascuits, because that's super solid with this particular cookie. All right, so let's go for a run with Pitaya. 829 it is. Here you can check out our other guide on Hollyberry and all the other ones that we do here on the channel. We'll certainly have that available to you down below in our, here we go. Let's go for it. Yes, that's fine. In our lovely playlist. So here we go right away. I want to do this, get our 2 shots in. There it is. Now get some nice ticks off this as well, which is great. All right, we're going to save the auto now. So look at that damage, only 3,000. All right, here we go. We'll do a big one here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. all this lovely stuff right there. There's the scales that we talked about. Here's down to the last one. Enough to take it down. If we would have hit that other one, we could have got 2 big dragons out of there. All right, we definitely got 1 though. So that, my friends, is game, like Pitaya Dragon said, and also the end of Pitaya Dragon's topping and biscuit guide here for you today. So let's pull it all back together for this amazing dragon cookie. That is very true, Pitaya. All right, now with that, thank you as always for tuning in today, where we broke down your Pitaya Dragon Cookie for you, gave you the biscuits and toppings of choice. Lots of considerations to kind of think about there, depending on how you want to build your Pitaya Dragon. This cookie is certainly very versatile and a huge good mid-range cookie, because great at defense and great at attack as well, and certainly depending on how you build it, could have a lot of damage resistance to boot. So with that, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you still have questions, if you got comments, let me know, because I'd love to hear from you as always, and feel free to join us in the Discord server, my friends. Lastly, thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here. And as always, thank you to all of our members. Memberships are a great way to support the channel. On top of that, gives you priority access, emote icons, and a bunch of other things. And we do have affiliate links. It's another great way to support the channel. If you're looking for some things, you can check that out. And our socials, at me, chat me, as I like to say. How are you building your Pitaya? What do you like about this cookie? And when's that next dragon cookie coming, my friends? Seriously. Now, anyway, and maybe Pitaya will get some soul jam. Nonetheless, my friends, here today is everything Pitaya Dragon Cookie. Hooray. And with that, you keep on running. We'll see you out there. Best of luck.